Not long ago, I came across a very interesting article. It was called The Wife of Mr. X. Now, I think it is a satire, but when I was first reading it, I was like, is this for real? And I'll provide a link to it because it was a very interesting article, unique. And the wife of Mr. X, it's a person who's saying they identify as a wife and as a wife of a certain person, but the certain person can't stand her. And she's miserable because she can't be recognized as the wife of Mr. X. And her rights are being trampled upon, and society is so mean because they won't recognize her right to be the wife of Mr. X, even though he can't stand her. So the point is that it's trying to show how nutty the left is. And frankly, I'm surprised that everyone hasn't started declaring themselves kings or queens or presidents. But I mean, I definitely think that's where this is heading. But the point of this article is showing that the ludicrousness of the left, and just like who has rights. You try to trample on one person's rights for somebody else's rights, and like I said, that the left is going to get to the point where they just want to grab everybody on the street, or just like in Sodom and Gomorrah, the left is going to get there, and it's terrible. I said, and we've got to stand up against the left because they're bad. Anyway, so this story about the identifying as the wife of Mr. X. It's rather interesting. So, I mean, people could say they identify as the wife of a rich person, or the child of a rich person, or just anything to get money, and the left would have to say, oh yes, give them all the money, It's totally ridiculous. The insanity of the left is never ending. So here we'll look closer at the article, The Wife of Mr. X. I identify as married to a man who won't have me, and it's so unfair. No matter what he says or how many restraining orders he gets, I always have been, the wife of Mr. X. I'm a cisgender heterosexual female, but I am also something more. I am the voice of the thousands whom civil rights progress has passed by and who still conceal their true identity from an exclusive society. This is the identity closet no one wants to acknowledge, which is what makes it so devastating for those who find themselves inside. I did not even realize how hard I had been working to hide my true self until I met Mr. X. But suddenly, it was as though all those awkward moments of my past came into focus, and I could see the meaning of my whole life. I always have been, the wife of Mr. X. Coming out was one of the hardest decisions of my life, and at times the hatred and heartache I've faced have been worse than I could have imagined. Hardest of all is the rejection from Mr. X himself, who has declared publicly he has no interest in me. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this comical yet political video that is a pretty accurate commentary on our world today. Sad to say. All right, let freedom ring.